Hey everyone, give me 1 second to get the camera kind of set up for this live stream. Thanks for joining. Like I said, today we're going to have a live stream preview of a test shot or prototype from Mastermind Creations, their IDW Chrome Dome. Sorry about the lighting. Again, I can't really control anything with YouTube, which would have made this a little bit, maybe that's a little bit better. This might be a little bit better, even though the color's gonna be kind of weird. But in any case, this is a prototype of the TFCon DC that they had on display. It comes with a couple of accessories for now, but this is their More Than Meets the Eye inspired Chrome Dome. I forget what it's called, Nemo or Memo. I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it. In any case, let's take a quick 360 look of this lanky little guy here. And I talked about this in the reviewer roundtable that on first glance, I was like, man, he looks a little too lanky. But looking at him with the artwork that Alex Milne designed, he does look pretty accurate. I think maybe his legs are a little bit more lanky than I would personally like. But overall, his design is pretty faithful. So throughout the live stream, I always like to take questions. I'll try to pay attention, but I'm actually able to do a full transformation for you guys as well. So you guys get an idea of how this all works. And I'm really surprised. This is not resin. It's actually plastic. It's just painted gray to look like resin. Hey, T-Man. Hey, Antoine. But the tolerances are actually pretty good overall, and it transforms just fine. No worries about breakages or anything. So you want to see the face. All right. Here is the face. Sorry, again, I can't zoom in because YouTube video stinks. Hey, Jagger. The other alternate face that he has is this one. Hey, Percy. So this one has kind of the headset, or I don't even know what it is. But in either case, he has this. I hope he does come with an alternate set of hands that are the kind of like the, I don't know, syringy hands that he uses throughout the series. I hope he does have that. He also comes with this little extra hand. Hey, Miguel. So again, if you guys didn't see the roundtable review roundtable that I posted last week with ages 3 and up, we talked about this. It really does look like he's holding some kind of remote detonator or something like that, but it's actually a ball jointed hand, and it's him and Rewind holding hands. So he will come in a 2-pack, supposedly. That's what they're saying now, but they've changed stories on me on other times before. So does he no, he doesn't have a cage for me to put together. But this will obviously go and replace this. I don't want to pull this out just because it is a test shot, but it will be hand in hand with Rewind. So that one wasn't ready to show off just yet. But yeah, again, I do hope he comes with an alternate set of hands with his syringy mind manipulation. Yeah. So articulation-wise, his head is on a ball joint. You can look all around. He has little finny heads. He does have shoulders, friction shoulders that go around and out like this. Bicep swivel. He does have double jointed elbows, so he gets a good set of range. No, I think Rewind's hand's pretty small. If you look at it here, he's like way smaller than this guy's hands. It's like half the size, maybe. Yeah, notifications are kind of weird like that. His wrist does swivel. He also has this piece here, which is part of his forearm, that if you untab, you can actually rotate this as well if you kind of want to make it a shield or something like that, but really it's for transformation purposes. His hands are pretty standard MMC reformatted hands. He has one pointer finger and the other 3 fingers molded together. Hey, Cybertron Warriors. No articulation in the thumb whatsoever. He does have an ab crunch. This is the only loose part of the sample right now, but it does break in half. I'm guessing it'll be stronger friction for the actual release, or here's hoping. He does have a waist swivel. His little hip nubbins, I don't even know what to call them. Hip thingies swivel around. Leg goes up, goes back 90 degrees, goes out to the side about 90 degrees as well. He has a thigh swivel, knee bend, nice deep knee bend. It's not double jointed, but it does get the job done. Hey, Rugelhide, always good to see you. Thanks for joining all these live streams. Mark, I don't know if he has any weapons. I'm guessing he will, but right now the only accessories they showed off were his head and his holding hands with Rewind. So I'm guessing there will be, but right now we don't see anything. Cybertron Warrior says, my mind was blown when I saw this at TFCon. So happy to see MMC going forward with the Lost Light crew. Yep. And then DMAA says, if they do the syringe hand for Chrome Dome, then I hope they do the claws for Tarn 2. Yeah, I guess that would be nice, but I don't know if they're going to go back to that design already. Let's see, where were we? So he does also have an ankle swivel. He does have an ankle tilt, which is a good amount of range. And then his feet are very much like nickels. They're nickels. So there's a tab here that locks it into place to make a secure foot. Come on. Swivel around. But then he still has an ankle tilt here, and then he can still move his toe and his heel as needed. If you need to get this out of the way, you can move it out of the way and still keep it tabbed in. So a good amount of range for the foot, which is an interesting design. So that's really it for articulation. Like I said, he is very stable for a prototype. Let me actually get his foot tabbed in. Oh, it was all the way around this way. Foot tabbed in, and then I'll bring out a couple of figures for comparison that make sense. So here he is with another Lost Light member, their fearless leader, or one of the co-captains. And then just because I have him from my last review, here he is with Senator Ratbat. And I think they scale pretty well together. Yeah, so I may do some other comparisons if you guys ask nicely later, but let's just move on with the review for now. And that way we can save some of the questions for last. So any questions in robot mode before I go into transformation? Anything? Probably not a lot of questions to ask. Here he is from the profile. I guess I didn't do 360. That would be good. Was he taller than Hot Rod in the comics? I'm not sure. His back is super clean. His transformation is not that... Oops, sorry about that. His foot came untabbed. Like I said, most of it is pretty secure, but this tab into the foot is probably the one place where they need to up his tolerances. He is about the same height as Hot Rod if I were to straighten his legs out too, I think. Yeah, they're basically the same height if you straighten out the legs. I just had him posed a little oddly, kind of shrugging. So I would say they're about head to head. If he is taller, it's... Yeah, Dima, the ankle tilts are good. Like I said, it does go in a decent amount. I think more than you would need. It doesn't tilt outwards, though. Although I wonder if you could do something weird. No, you can't do anything weird like that. All right. So it looks like we covered the bases there. Oh, the one other person that I wanted to compare him to, while I don't have the rewind from Mastermind Creations, I did want to show him off with a version of rewind. T-Man, like I said before, they didn't show or provide me a weapon yet. I'm guessing he probably will have some kind of weapon accessory, but right now that's all I have. But yeah, here he is with his Spark Bro. Yeah, sometimes I am. Hey Nate, how's it going? All right, so let's get into transformation. Oh yeah, so I did show the back, very clean back. And the transformation is simple, but again, as with most of the MMC stuff, I think it's always pretty clever on how the things work. So I think going with the lower legs makes the most sense. So let's just fold up the heel, untab the foot, and you're going to want to rotate this around like so. This piece comes down and tabs in like that. I think that's right. And then you rotate at the thigh to get this out to the side. You're going to want to bend this knee, and this thigh piece opens up, and this allows you to get a thigh break there because everything needs to go kind of like this. The toe, how do I remember? Yeah, so let's get this back and tabbed in here. And this is how the front of the vehicle will look. I think that's tabbed. There we go. Now it's tabbed in. Going to the other leg. So this will close down, but we need to get the fist in first. So let's keep going on the other side. Same thing. Fold up the heel. Untab the foot. rock this back, tab it into the ankle. It's hard to see here, so it's supposed to tab in. I think it may have tabbed in. Rotate the leg outwards. Flip this piece in. Is tabbing in? Oh, there we go. Like so. Bend at the knee just so you get access to this thigh piece. And you have to open it up twice, not just here, but open up once again to get access to that secondary thigh piece. And just bring this out to the side. So that's the front end of the car right here. Next up, let's just work with the chest. Bring this down. There's a tab here that goes into the crotch. But first we need to work on this backpack. So this will come up. This will rock around. This opens up and flips out to form kind of like the canopy. And this folds back down. The head will scoot in like so. And this is where it gets kind of weird. You have to fold this in while you have to fold the head in. And then before this piece gets down, you have to tuck this little piece in, this little flap in. And that's how everything gets tabbed in like so. These shoulder pieces open up, these flaps, and then the whole shoulder piece actually is on a rotational joint that comes down. It sits like so. All right. Now we just deal with the arms and shoulders to finish off. Sorry, I'm missing some questions. Okay. All right. Nothing crazy. So let's just keep going, and then I'll probably miss some questions, but go ahead and ask them again later. For the shoulders, these little pipe pieces come out like that. This shoulder piece will untab and rock around. So this piece was folded up like that. You want to rotate just the wheel piece and bring this around. Pull this flap up, and you'll see this tab goes into the wheel to lock it into place. But the wheel still spins. All right, remember to pull this flap up, otherwise it's going to run into the wheel. Fold that up. Dealing with the arms, you're going to untab the forearm. You're going to rotate the entire forearm 180 degrees so you get this smooth piece coming up. Rotate this piece that was on the inside or outside that was rotated in around. Open up this flap. And then that tabs into a couple places to secure that. You do need to, at least as far as I can tell, you need to rotate the fist 180 degrees. And then you'll see this tab goes into that part of the leg that we opened up. Like so. This piece, this thigh cover, can now tab into place there. And that's it for that side. So you can already see how everything's working. So we'll just repeat this on this side. Rotate this around. Untab this. Oh, sorry. One piece I did forget to flip out. Sorry. There's one small piece up here that flips out as well. That tabs up front. Not a wholly necessary piece, but there nonetheless. There we go. Flip this open. And again, the fist needs to rotate backwards, so the back of the fist is going into this cavity here. Close that up. Tab that in. Rotate the wheel around. Pull this hinge up. Get these little thrusters back. And if you rotate this correctly and align it, this will tab in back here. Tab in, tab in, tab in. And there we go. That's it. There we have him in his alt mode. And I like it's treaded so that it makes that kind of aggressive, almost like throttle noise when he rolls around. The front is just smooth. The back is treaded. Looks pretty nice all around. He kind of has almost like a Batmobile look to it because of the thruster in the back. And I compared it to kind of looking like the Batmobile in the Nolan movies. I forget what, the Tumbler. And I would think it'd be pretty cool to have a Tumbler version of this, and with Rewind maybe being a little Batman or Robin or something like that. So yeah, Percy, there we go. So let me go back. Let's see. All right, you guys are talking about Dreamwave? That's old school. All right, so I'm not going to go back through all these comments, but this is what he looks like. I don't think I have any. All right, the only vehicle I seem to have within arm's reach because of my previous review is MP10. It's not really an ideal review comparison, though. He is almost as long, or actually a little bit longer, and he is wider. My faithful streak is boxed up. My duplicate one is boxed up. Do I have anything else? I thought I had. Oh, yeah. Just because I have him, here he is with Ocular Max's Onslaught. A full review of this guy's actually going live tomorrow afternoon, I think 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Yes, this Phoenix, this is a prototype. This is the most up-to-date one that they showed. I do have a full review of this, well, mostly full review of this coming up tomorrow. It's already filmed and rendered. It's going to be at 5 o'clock tomorrow Eastern Standard Time. So have full transformation. Really, this one just has some new decos, better tolerances, and it shows off the tune chest and everything, all the tune parts, since that's what is going to be sold. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, getting back to the main course, this is really it for Chrome Dome. I don't really have anything else to show off. I can't imagine I guess you could flip this up and store somebody in there, but there's really not any storage. There's no other real playability that I see right now. Again, if he has a weapon, I don't even know where the storage would go for the weapon, to be perfectly honest. Maybe back here. I guess you could have also flipped his head around so you don't see him. But regardless, he looks really quite nice. I like the look of it. I'm very curious. Somebody mentioned that his design looks very reminiscent of an animated Blur, and then some other character that animated Blur was redone into. But basically another figure that had wheels on the shoulders and wheels for feet. And the animated Blur looked really, really spot on. So I would not be surprised if they went ahead and did an exclusive or a remold of that. So let's see here. Mark says, do you have any other Chrome Domes to compare him to? I do have fans projects. So I should have done that in robot mode. But maybe since we have time, we'll go back and I'll show it with that Chrome Dome. Hey, Clinical. I got your name right this time instead of saying Clinkle. Yeah, Nate Simmons says, nice to see a pre-production sample reviewed. Yeah, like I said, I got into a debate in the TFW 2005 thread about MMC. People saying that they're not very active with the community and stuff like that. And I'm like, really, guys? They're the only ones that actually have a booth at TFCon. They are the only ones that let me do like pre-production sample reviews, interviews with their designers and their team, and they have multiple members of the team on TFW posting all the time. So I thought it was really weird that they thought that they were out of touch just because they don't post in a specific thread. How fast can you transform that Rodimus? Probably not that fast because I don't remember. Did MMC mention a soft release date? It's going to be in 2020. I know right now it was really just is really dependent on their rewind design coming through. Also, their customer service team is great. Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, so 2020. I think that it'll given all the other stuff they have coming out right now. With their Ocular Max line, I know they're kind of booked up through Chinese New Year, which goes into late Q1, early Q2. Usual clinical as usual Chrome Dome colors. Yeah, I imagine it'd be the usual Chrome Dome colors. So give me a second. Let me grab one of the Chrome Domes I do have. So I do have the Fans Project one. I don't have a first party one, I don't think, anymore. I also have the Make Toys one, but that one's going to be quite out of scale with this line. Chinese New Year, I think, is sometime in like March or something like that. I think it's in March. But I think it changes also every year because it's lunar. So it's not like I can just say it's going to be March 15th. It's going to change every year because of the lunar calendar. So since we have time, I'm going to go ahead and transform him back, and we'll show off how he scales with him. Obviously, he's much smaller, but we'll go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and transform him. Let's deal with the arms first, just because that's how we ended up. So we're untabbing here, untabbing up at the front, fold this piece in. We're gonna untab this section and the wrist. Pull that down. This will tab in, and then again, you rotate the wheel all the way around like so. These double thrusters on that double hinge will come back. The forearm needs to rotate 180. The shield piece or forearm piece rotates 180 and tabs in, and then the fist rotates 180. So that's one side. Get the shoulder wrapped around like so. That piece folded down. We'll open this up. We're going to untab here, but remember there's like a couple of tabs. There's a tab here and a tab in the crotch, and then this flap has to come out first. Once we get up here, we want to flip this in and close that up. And when we get over here, we want to rotate this around so that it sits like that. But again, on the back, you want to fold this up and get this flap in between that and the backpack. So you get the head reveal. Collapse that. Let's just finish out this one side. Bring the leg down. Close up the thigh, rotate it, get this straightened, get the toe down while we untab the ankle, rotate this tab, not this tab, this is the heel, rotate this tab around, tab in the toe, and now we have the left side of Chrome Dome back in, or I guess Mnemo, back in robot mode. Let's go to the other side. There we go. Did the video freeze? Let's see if my Wi-Fi is having problems. Looks like it's okay. Are you guys still with me? Okay. When somebody said tap the video, I didn't know if they're talking about it freezing. All right, great. Thanks, T-Man. All right, open this up. Untap this. The tolerance on this one is actually super tight. I'm almost worried I'm going to break it. All right, fold this around. Rotate the wheel up. Get this in. Oh, and you're supposed to collapse these like so. Get this around, get that around, get the fist around, and tab that into the forearm. Legs come down straight. Wrap this around. Get the ankle down. Unlock that. And where are we? There we go. Tab that in and get the heel out. And with that, we're back in robot mode. So here he is with Fans Projects. I forget what the code. I think code was his code name. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. The chest piece, one chest piece. I don't know how I didn't notice that. Code isn't thick. He's just, not supermodel thin, okay? Not all of us are RC fit. Not all of us have that assassin body going on. Yeah, this probably is pretty easy to pop out. I'm just not going to do it. I guess I could unscrew it, but you know what? This is a preview. You guys get the idea. We don't need to go into all the depths and details. We'll have a full review somewhere down the line. But yeah, this is really the end of the review. I want to take an opportunity to answer a couple more questions before I finish off. Oh no, it's not tap tap the video, it's click click the video. That song is way too catchy. If you guys haven't been to T-Man's channel, definitely check it out. Just for that ending song in and of itself, it will stick in your head like a worm, like an earworm. When is T-Man mowing your lawn? I didn't get him to 15,000 subscribers, so yeah, it's click the video, right? T-Man, it's click click the video, right? It's not tap tap the video. His elbow goes all the way up like this. Yeah, there also Nathan Devers. This is actually going to be a 2-pack with Rewind, so that's why it's not releasing sooner. They haven't shown it yet. Yeah, RV Dog knows. He said he was singing that song too. Pool Q, he does have an ab crunch. It's loose on this sample, obviously, but he does have one. That I'm sure that'll be tightened up on the final release. Yeah, so Rewind will come as part of the set. That's why if you guys missed it before, he has his little Rewind hand in here so that they can hold hands and be buddies. Buddies forever. It's hard to tell the wheel tabs from the heels in person because it looks like what? I don't know what you mean. No, I mean like there's a distinct tab there. It's just kind of hard to see, especially with all this gray and all this light in my face from my shooting area. Pool Q, I don't know about the surgeon needles. That's what I actually asked. I'm hoping that it comes with that. I mean, it's pretty iconic for him to have that. So I'm hoping instead of a weapon, I'd rather him have the surgeon needles as opposed to a weapon, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, these hip thingies look kind of weird, but they are accurate to the comic, the design, so. I don't, Nate, the MMC reformatted line almost never has die cast. So I would probably safely bet that he's not going to have any die cast. But don't know anything about paint. I'm sure there will be some paint. I'm sure there will be some colored plastic, much like the rest of the line. So if you've collected anything from that line, you probably have a fair set of expectations on what he's going to come out. A memory stick? I don't know what a memory stick is. Oh, Rewind? Yeah, does he turn into a memory stick? I don't even remember what he turns into. That's the thing about, for a Transformers comic, More Than Meets the Eye has very few transformations. So I had to research what his alt mode looks like, and I could find only literally one photo, and it was one small panel of him in his alt mode, and it looks fairly close, but it doesn't look exactly the same. But I think that's okay because they're taking some design liberties, obviously. They've done that in the past with More Than Meets the Eye's characters, that they don't show or very rarely show what their alt modes look like. So I think they did that with, what's his name? Well, I can't remember his name. The hero of Cybertron, not Thunder Prominion. What do they call him? I don't remember. But you guys know who I'm. Thunder Clash. Thank you, Pool Q. But yeah, they did that with the Thunder Clash and some other bots. So I don't really know that there is a definitive, accurate alt mode. So I think they did that with Drift as well. Even with their Rodimus or Hot Rod, whatever you want to call him, they don't show a lot of the alt modes. So. I doubt that can connect to this figure in vehicle mode. The surgeon needles were... Oh, well, I don't know. Phoenix, I mean, they could include both. I just don't know. I can only tell you what I have now. All right, so if there's nothing else from you guys as far as questions or feasible comparisons, we'll go ahead and end the live stream here. I do appreciate all 36 of you joining. He does have a bicep swivel. And this review, if you guys are joining a little bit later, you guys can go ahead and view this once it gets processed and so forth. But as we get closer, I'm sure we'll get some more reveals of this guy and more finished colors, as well as hopefully a rewind that we can see and additional accessories. I would highly doubt that it's just these two accessories. MMC is usually pretty good about loading with some accessories. Jamie Carpenter says, I want an IDW Chrome Dome. G1 done has enough Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so yeah. Thanks, Jerry. Always happy to do so. Don't forget to thank MMC. If you haven't joined their Facebook or subscribed to their YouTube page or something like that, or their Twitter, give them a look up and make sure to subscribe. They're always sharing a lot more stuff than I have. Ian Reed, aka Hard Return, he always has a lot of these samples even before I do, and he shows off a lot of great figures, alt modes, robot modes, and you get a really good idea from that early on. Oh, you know what? Pool Q says they're hoping their DZEF would be good. That was actually supposed to be at TFCon DC, but they forgot to ship it. They thought they shipped it, but they forgot. And they were like, hey, Pake, we didn't see the DZEP out there. Where was it? I was like, you guys didn't send it. And they're like, yeah, we did. I was like, no, you didn't, or it got lost. And so for a while, we were panicking because we were like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? What happened? Did it get lost? And then they said, oh, we forgot to send it because, yeah, they do that a lot. Was it MMC that made a terrible MP hoist? They did make a hoist. I don't know if I would say it was terrible, but it was a remold of the Trailbreaker. I thought they did a pretty good job on it, but it wasn't as accurate as, say, X-Transbots, I would say. But X-Transbot was really tall, so I don't think there's a really great one. I didn't lose the great one, Antoine. It didn't get shipped. Anyway, all right, so that's it, everyone. I actually have to go anyway. I'm actually in the middle of a Catan game with my neighbors, and I had to leave to keep a date with you guys. I'll be back with more reviews. Like I said, the Ocular Max Onslaught, aka Incursus, updated sample review will go live tomorrow at, I think I have it scheduled for 5 p.m. So keep an eye out for that. Remember to subscribe and click that notification bell if you want to keep up to date with that. I did all the reviews for the TFCon DC exclusives except Bedrock. A lot of people have already done that, including yours truly in the chat, T-Man, as well as my other buddy, TM Reviews. So go ahead and check out those reviews. The other ones have already gone live. I will have more videos coming out. There's a lot of stuff I'm backed up on, like the 3.0 Optimus Prime, which is awesome, and some more stuff. So I'm going to try to do some more stuff almost daily to try to keep up with T-Man and all his reviews. So I really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll be back with another one soon. Have a great one, all.